Arsenal versus Lyon game in the final game of the Emirates Cup. Let's just go on and win this trophy. Well, trophy. It's a friendly cup, right? But it's nice to start off the season knowing that you got something in the bag, something to build upon. Yes, I'm being shameless. But before we get into it, you guys know what to do. We say it every video. Just take your eyes, look down, and there's a button there. Yeah, and the button, it says subscribe. And basically, what happens, yeah, is when you click on it, yeah, free of charge, you get to support me and help the channel grow, and get to be notified if you press the bell. It's not too far from it on the right hand side for every time I drop a video. Support the thing, guys, because we're trying to grow. And while you're there, you might as well just hit the like button, because them likes and them comments help the algorithms, and the algorithms is what pushes out the content to more beautiful people in the world. Don't be selfish. Don't hold this to yourself. Share it with the people. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly. So yeah, look, Arsenal, we're playing Lyon in our final pre-season game, and I do expect us to go very strong. This is kind of it, really. After this, there's just probably going to be a few training sessions, and everything's going to be really geared towards our first game against Wolves in the Premier League, which is on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Make sure you're there. So what do I want to see from this game? I just want to see more of the same from what we showed in the Bayer Leverkusen game. In the Bayer Leverkusen game, we looked really strong. We looked really threatening. We looked really good in our shape. Our pressing was insane. It was actually insane. And some of the stuff that I was seeing in our build-up was great. You would see Jorginho just drop a bit to pick up the ball, and as Jorginho was dropping, the guard would drop as well, which would then draw out centre-backs from the opposing team, which would then create more space for the likes of Havertz, the likes of Trossard, the likes of Saka, and the likes of Jesus. So we're looking really fluid, and I just want to see more of that fluidity. A lot of positional rotation between players. I'm seeing players move around the pitch. I want to see more of that. Do you know what? Yeah, I think we're looking a lot closer to what we looked like, not last season, but the season before, where we started and we was just on fire. Just attacking wise, we was just on fire. On fire and flames. And that's what we need. That's the kind of rhythm that we need to get into. We need to build the momentum to get into that kind of flow, as you could say. We need to kind of get into our flow before going into that first game. And I feel like another strong performance, another W, will do just that. So, yeah, if you watched the last video, you knew what I was calling for. I was calling for seeing Timber and Calafiori play. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to see Timber. I don't know if he's shaken off the problem that he had with his foot. Be it as it may, I'm hearing it was a minor issue, but I don't know if the club really want to risk it in his final preseason game. He has had preseason games, so I don't think it's too much of a problem. But it's just a shame, because I did really want to see what Arteta does if you have Timber and Calafiori in the same team. However, I don't know if you're going to watch this, Arteta, but if you do, just play Calafiori from the start. All the Arsenal fans are itching. We're hungry. We're starving. We want to see our new signing kick ball with the team. We want to see how he builds relationships, how he plays on the pitch, what he's like defensively, what he's like on the ball, what he's like offensively, what can he offer to the team. We need to start being able to sort of vision what it's going to be like So then we can then go away and do our little tactical stuff, and you know what football fans do. We like to theorize and all of that good stuff. But to be able to do that, we need to be able to see him. We need to see him on the pitch, and then from his perspective, I think before going into any Premier League game, he himself needs to understand the feeling of being on the pitch with all the fans there and what that feels like. Because I think it's going to be a really like eye-opening experience for him. Like, no disrespect to Basel, no disrespect to Roma, especially Roma, because I'll be real. One of my favorite players of all time played for Roma, in it, Francesco Totti. So definitely no disrespect to Roma, and no disrespect to Bologna. But I just feel like just being at the Emirates is different. Like, the capacity is bigger, we're louder. You know, at the first time being on the pitch and hearing it, North London forever, the song, he's gonna feel it. The goosebumps he's gonna get, it's gonna be crazy, and it will just, I don't know, it will be a feel good feeling for a minute, because I know he's been involved in a lot of like the content for social media purposes with Arsenal, and I know he's been in and around Coney, and he went on pre-season tour with us, and he's been able to meet some fans, and he's started to get that feeling. But being on the carpet, it's just different. It's just different. It just is, right? And I want to see. Do you know what? Yeah, it's so funny. It's just so funny that I'm gonna say this, but I actually really liked starting Havertz in the midfield with Jesus in the line. I can't lie. It looked really good. It actually did. Like, it looked really good. Like, the way that they was interchanging through the game, the fluidity, the link up, the passing, especially like that Havertz, Trossard, and Jay-Z, the way that they was playing with each other was insane. And you know what? I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but Erdegaard, who you could say for the last maybe 2 seasons has more often than not mainly been on the right hand side, supporting Saka and linking up with Saka and Ben White. He was moving over a lot to the left, and I think he was able to do that because of Havertz being in the midfield. Like, Havertz' intelligence and positional awareness and ability to play in a lot of different positions seamlessly allows Erdegaard to be like, oh, let me just come over to the left for a bit, because Havertz will be able to do the stuff on the right that it's just looking so sexy right now. I can't lie, it's looking so sexy. So yeah, I would like to see that for another game. I want, whether Arteta starts Havertz in the midfield and then moves him up top in the second half like he did last game, or maybe Havertz starts in the 9, and then in the second half Jesus comes on, and then Havertz drops back into the midfield. Because I think what you could do is, and this would actually be really interesting. What you could actually do is you could start Havertz in the 9, and you could give Nwaneri a 45 minutes in that left 8. You could. Or you could just go for the Declan Rice, Partey double pivot with Erdegaard playing that more solo 10 role, more creative role. You could do that and then have Havertz up top. There's a lot that we could do with the midfield. Or maybe you could have Partey play that solo kind of 6 role, and then have Nwaneri and Erdegaard playing double 8s. Or maybe you have Rice playing the 8 with Erdegaard. See, there's just so much we can do with the midfield. You could even do the double pivot of Jorginho and Rice. You could even do the double pivot of Jorginho and Partey. Again, there's just so much that we can do. But I would like to see Nwaneri get some minutes in this game, a lot of minutes. And you know what? Miles Lewis Skelly impressed me a lot. He impressed me a lot when he came on. So I don't think it's realistic to think that he could start. You never really know with friendly games, right? But at some point in the game, give him like maybe 30 minutes. Just do you know what I mean? Just to keep the engine healthy and fresh and pumping and keep it oiled up, because he's been good this preseason. He has been good this preseason. I don't. So, do you know what? Maybe let me talk about the lineup I want to see. So the lineup that I would go. I'm not saying this is the lineup we will go with, but this is the lineup that I would like to see. So I'd like to see David Raya in goal, Ben White on the right. It's only right. Obviously Saliba and Gabriel at centre back. Left hand side, I would start Calafiori only because I want to see him play. I'm not. Do you know what? Zinchenko had a really good. You know what? I'll go one step further. He had an amazing 45 minutes in the game against Bayer Leverkusen. I can't even deny it. He had an amazing game. But I just want to see Calafiori. I'm so starving for it. I can't lie. I would then go. I would go Partey and Rice in a double pivot, and then I would go Erdegaard, and then on the left, on the left, oh, see, this is hard. Do you know what? I would start with Martinelli. I would start with Martinelli. I'd say, hey, Martinelli, go and have a little run out, see how the first 45 minutes go. If it's a good 45 minutes, I'll give you another 10 to 15 in the second half. If you fail, flatter to deceive. I mean, flatter to yeah, that is the phrase, right? Flatter to deceive. No, you know what I mean. Then I would bring on Trossard in the second half. At half time. Um, I would then go Saka on the right, and then I would go Havertz up top, because that is arguably, as it stands currently right now, without us making any more signings, I feel like that is probably our strongest lineup going into the first game of the season against Wolves. And I feel like, as much as it is a preseason game, we also need to take into consideration that we're only, well, after today will be 5 days. Wait, five? About five, 5.5 days away from our first Premier League game. So we need to start thinking about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think about, is there anything else that I can think of that I think is worth mentioning? No. Other than, so aside from the run that Saka made in the last game that got into the byline, and then he cut it back, and then it hit Xhaka, and then obviously from Xhaka, then Havertz then scored. Aside from that, I think he was really quiet in the last game. So I want to see more presence from Saka. From time to time, it is very easy for him to go ghost in a game. So yeah, I just want to see him more involved in this game. I want to see him, grab the ball by the horns, yeah, grab it, and just imprint himself on the game a bit more. So yeah, I guess let me know what you think about what you think is going to happen in this game, what you want to see in terms of lineup, in terms of specific players. Do you think we'll win? I think we'll win. I can't lie. I thought the Bayer Leverkusen would have been the harder game out of the two. We absolutely put Bayer Leverkusen in a spliff. I expect us to do the same with Lyon, respectfully, because Lyon are a good team, but respectfully. And yeah, let's see what happens. I'll catch you next time.